maintain the correct level of recording here. The date is the 25th of September 1976. The time is approximately 5 to 11. And this is an interview with Ringo Starr on Radio Luxembourg. 5 to 11 at night, by the way.
Thank you very much, Bob Stewart. And this is Radio Luxembourg, where the time is 11 o'clock just after. And coming up soon, a program from the one and only Ringo Starr and Tony Prince. Right now, it's news time.
From the news desk of the Sunday Mirror in London, this is Joint Radio News.
The African nationalist leader, Joshua Nkomo, has been tipped to become Rhodesia's first black prime minister. It has been summoned to join the meeting of 5 African heads in the States in Zambia to discuss proposals for Rhodesia's future. Meanwhile, America, Britain and South Africa are to start meetings next week on the economic aid plan to smooth the transfer of black power in Rhodesia. 3 men and a 16-year-old girl are helping police with an inquiry into the murder of an all-night petrol station attendant in Banstead, Surrey, a week ago. The arrest of a high-speed car chase through out Epsom estate after a car was driven at detectives. Firemen, boats and tractors were called out to rescue 100 wedding guests marooned by floods at North Newton in Somerset. Water 3 feet deep surrounded the hall. Meanwhile, police are still searching for a 3-year-old girl who vanished just before the floods hit her home in Wellington, Somerset. Finally, women in Ulster are now on the firing line and must be prepared to die for peace, according to Miss Mairead Corrigan, a leader of the women's peace movement in Northern Ireland. She was speaking at a peace march in Glasgow, and after news of a shotgun attack in Belfast which critically wounded a member of the peace movement. The weather word and Ringo Starr in just a moment. But let me tell you that in tomorrow's marvellous Sunday Mirror, perfume. And do you know how to use it and where to put it to its very best advantage? We tell you and give you the chance to win some fabulous perfume in a fun and free-to-enter contest. Don't miss it. It's all in tomorrow's Sunday Mirror. The weather word for Great Britain, it looks this way. It will be cloudy with heavy showers tomorrow and the expected high 20 degrees centigrade. B-I-G-L. Chris Carey reporting for the Daily Mirror News Desk. Next news on Big L at midnight with Tony Prince.
Good evening and welcome to the Ringo Starr interview. A couple of days ago, Radio Luxembourg and Polydor Records invited me to interview Ringo Starr in Paris. I went along to Paris on a Fokker friendship from Luxembourg City down to Paris and down to the George V Hotel, where later on in the day, and it was much later on in the day, I finally got together with Ringo. And I presented Ringo with a newspaper cutting which I'd read on the morning flight from Luxembourg. It was the International Herald Tribune, Monday, September the 20th. And there was a full-page ad which read, "Dear George, John, Paul, and Ringo, you have made the world a happier place to live in. Your music has found its way into the hearts of millions of people in every corner of the world. For almost 10 years now, your dedicated old friends and countless new friends have hoped, have waited, and patiently watched for a signal from you that you might play from one stage just one more time, individually or together. In a world that seems so hopelessly divided, engaged in civil war, scarred by earthquakes, and too often living in fear of tomorrow's encore of tragic headlines, more than ever, we need a symbol of hope for the future, simply by showing the world that people can get it together. Let the world smile for one day. Let us change the headlines from gloom and hopelessness to music and life, and a worldwide message of peace. You four are among the very few who are in a position to make the dream of a better world come together in the hearts of millions in just one day. The burden of the world is not on your shoulders. We all share that responsibility. This proposal is made for your consideration, only if you can. We out there would welcome your return." The ad continues to give a plan on how the Beatles could get together. It also mentions that a part of the show will go to a charity, and that every person who came to the show, whether it be at the live concert or at one of those video things in a town anywhere in the world, they'd have to bring a can of food or an item of clothing for some country that was impoverished. The possible revenues: $100 million from the sale of an album recorded live at this event. $40 million from the sale of seats at a moderate ticket price to every closed-circuit venue around the world. $15 million for the TV rights around the world to be shown the next day or the next week, free to all who couldn't buy tickets. The night of the concert, £60 million from a movie of the event itself, and an equal amount of footage devoted to each of you to talk, play, or share in your own way your lives as individuals with your friends who want to see you. $15 million from the sale of programs, books, and souvenirs. The total, my dear listener, $230 million for one concert. That's the possible revenue. The ad was placed by a gentleman by the name of Sid Bernstein, who comes out of New York and is one of the big agents of the world. The Beatles haven't yet collectively replied. But later on my show tonight, Ringo Starr replies to Sid Bernstein on whether the Beatles will get back together again. Well, I must explain to the listener that you're...
Well, the listener, yes. I'm sorry we kept you awake.
You are at the end of your tether, Ringo, because this is...
That's right, Tony.
You've been answering the same questions all day.
You really get uptight if you're not talking to the Osmonds. I know you.
I thought you were one of the Osmonds. Who's conned me?
That's how uptight you are.
Ringo, if we can't...
we'll edit that. Sorry, listeners.
No.
Yes,
No.
I'm going to get a tape of this. You're going to edit everything.
I'm not, honestly.
Yes, you are. You're going to edit
No, I've got integrity. Integrity.
It's all in your foot.
From the new Ringo Starr album, Rotogravure, a dose of rock.
You're feeling down. You're feeling blue. You do know that you care, but you don't know what to do. If your mama don't feel good, or your daddy don't feel good, take a dose of rock and roll and wash it down with cool pencil. You better get your ripple soul down. Ease out all your mean control. Take a dose of rock and roll and wash it down with cool pencil. Turn on your radio, start dancing to the moon. That old hard radio, it's gonna get you in the mood. Better get your ripple soul down. Ease out all your need control. Take a dose of rock and roll and wash it down with cool pencil. Turn on your radio, start dancing to the moon. That old hard radio, it's gonna get you in the mood. If your mama don't feel good, or your daddy don't feel so good, take a dose of rock and roll and wash it down with cool pencil. Take a dose of rock and roll. Take a dose of rock and roll. Take a dose of rock and roll. Wash it down with cool pencil.
Can I ask you a serious question?
Yes.
All right, you're not going to allow it. I know this is going to be the most
I'll allow anything you
recording you've ever heard in your life. But here's a serious question.
Yes.
A very serious question.
Yes, I'm ready.
Has it ever surprised you that you've had more success than John and George?
No.
Did you anticipate that when you left the Beatles?
No, I was very slow, but I'm very fast.
But you have you've
I mean, I started slow. I mean, let's get real. Okay, we're in the room, sitting here.
Okay.
We're on the air right now. You know, it's 5 o'clock in the morning.
Materialistically, you've done a lot more than John and George in terms of record hits and movie successes. Did you ever anticipate when you were a member of the Beatles that you could be, let's say, a more successful individual?
It wasn't that I fought for it. It's just that I worked harder at the time.
What caused it?
Well, nothing. That was what I wanted to do. I rested for a year while they all did it when we split.
You're right.
And then I started working, and they decided to rest, you know. It wasn't something I worked for. It just happened to go that way, and they have to admit to that, and so do I.
You obviously had more drive.
Just at that time.
Yeah.
That's just at that time now.
Do you think they ran out of drive?
I mean, it's just that any time someone takes over.
Yeah.
And right now I was doing it, and someone will come in, like Paul now is really strong. Even with Linda. And they're really strong, and, it'll go on like that, and someone will take over all the time. That's how it's always been.
Both John, George, and Paul have worked on your albums over the years. Did you pay them a session fee?
Yeah, they just get scale.
Just straight
Scale
session fee?
yeah.
No percentage?
Nothing.
No deals?
Just scale.
They don't do it for free?
No, they do it for scale.
Do they?
Yeah, well, no, in fact, the last album, Ringo's wrote a review. In fact,
you say that again?
In all honesty, it was the first time we ever paid anyone. That was John.
Really?
And he wanted scale because he joined the union.
Is that true?
That's the truth.
What about yourself when you work with the other boys?
Never got paid in my life. I've never got paid for a session yet.
Ringo's version of Bruce Chanel's Hey Baby. It's on his new album, Roto Gravure. Look, I've heard you rapping downstairs with all the French journalists. Is money as important as you've been joking downstairs? Is it an important facet of your existence these days?
You never heard me talking to the French journalists because you were so busy asking questions.
I was trying to help.
Help? Yeah, well,
okay,
no, money's never been the most important thing. I've left England now because money is important, just because it's silly to pay that much away.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not going to go on any Tom Jones, Tom, or any of that situation where, well, I have to. I have to leave purely because I will not pay that money. to the government. I have paid a lot of money.
You think the government are asking too much from people that who
Yes.
reach your status of earning?
And the rock and rollers are the least important.
But there's such a huge
least
amount of
important-
money turnover
Not
from rock and rollers.
How much? Johnny Walker, how much do they put in? All the Elton Johns, Beatles, Rod Stewart, anyone you want to mention. Well, not... I mean, someone should look into it. What we put into the country is not... Maybe it's a half of what Johnny Walker put in, or Guinness, or one of those situations.
You're talking about Johnny Walker whiskey?
Well, I like it.
Oh, thank God for that.
Well,
I thought you were talking about the disc jockey.
no. Well, no, he's very nice, but he...
No, he left the country recently.
Oh, did he? Well, he only got £2 a day.
So you think, or do you think, that the government are really killing the goose that lays the golden egg?
Yes, but the rock and roll goose isn't the one. That's the least important. That's what I'm trying to say.
There are other people
The
earning a lot of
doctors are
bread.
more important, and they don't earn as much as I do. They earn a good whack. The teachers are important. It seems to me, I mean, and it's easy for me to say now because I'm looking at it from an outside point of view. You know, when you're in there, you don't notice that England is trying to make everyone like equal, which is very nice. And I've been equal. I've been very poor equal, and I've been very rich equal. Mm. But it's silly because I got off my arse. We'll edit that later. You know, and work for it for what I've got. I mean, now it's like, well, if you don't work that hard, and the rockers really did, it doesn't matter because we'll drag everything down to the level that we're used to.
Let me ask you something, Ringo. You just made
It's getting really serious.
heavy.
No, not heavy, but serious.
You asked me. You answered a question a minute ago, and you made a statement that you've been very, very poor, and now you're very, very rich. There's a lot of people listening in tonight, and basically they're very, very poor in comparison to where you've made it today.
There's 5 of them.
And we all hear rumours. That you can be equally unhappy as a very rich person as you can poor.
Oh.
Now, you have experienced both. Can you say
Yes.
that at any stage of your richness, you have been as unhappy as when you were poorest?
Yes.
That's true. It really exists.
No, it does exist, you see. There's no such thing as rich as poor, really. When I was poor, it's only a relative situation of life. I had a car on the HP and all that, but I spent money the same as I do now. I spend more of it now, but whatever I had, it's a limited situation.
Right. The problems balancing themselves out. So
I mean,
instead of having a
I
car on
was trying to
HP, you have a
figure out
Rolls Royce.
the car and a kit of drums on HP. Now, you're balancing out, well, I've got this big house and 20,000 acres, and I've got this and that going on. This is but, I mean, that's important. But
Have you found it difficult to stop your standard of living?
No. My standard is as much as I've got.
You mean you maintain a standard of
Yes,
living? Or
I do.
Have you ever gone overboard?
I've been overboard all my life.
Have you?
I've always overspent. I mean, this is really serious. Is this going on 3 o'clock in the morning?
Sure. Why?
Or is this the 9 o'clock till 10 show?
Listen now.
No, it's true.
Because you've overspent, is that why you work so hard?
No, you can't talk.
Seriously?
No.
You work hard, I mean, more than any of the other
Well, you're the only one who ever said that, and I love you.
Had it.
B-I-G-L exclusive.
Ringo Starr talking with Tony Prince at the George V Hotel in Paris. That's the hotel where a lot began for the Beatles, where they broke through, where the famous photograph was taken with a potty on the head of Brian Epstein. We'll talk about that later on. But now back to the music that Ringo was in Paris to promote. He can't come into England, so the Mohammeds came to the mountain in their dozens. Ringo made himself available for a whole day. First of all, for the French general press, and then for a horde of British journalists. Melody Maker, BBC, Capital Radio, and yours truly, Radio Luxembourg. We were there to find out what Ringo's music was like on his new album, Rotogravure. We're all delighted to note that Paul McCartney wrote a song for it. This is the one.
Tell me, everything I see, or is she not the one for me? We know and know some may
a lot happened here. It began here for you. I remember Brian Epstein wearing a potty on his head in this very hotel, George V, here in Paris.
Yes, I do too.
That was a long time ago.
I was in the other room at the time.
You were in the photograph, you fibber. I think you put the potty on his head.
Oh, sorry, I came in for the photograph. No, I did here, because we were doing it in England and we came here. And it was like the first real foreign country that we started to do it in. After England, we had, you know, high voices saying, yeah.
Right.
We came to France, and those deep voices. This was mainly a male town here. It goes to shows. I don't know about now. I'm talking about, 200 years ago when we were all born.
It's very difficult to break.
You know, this was the first place after Stowe School, or I just read her in trouble.
I beg your pardon, Tony Brown.
Tony Brown, okay.
The very night you were celebrating the
The very night, and someone said, you know, you're number one this day. Well, I must tell you, in all honesty, I don't remember them.
You don't remember the night?
I don't remember them telling me.
You're joking.
No, I'm not joking. Oh, that joke. I'm not joking. I don't remember anyone coming and saying, guess what, lads, you're number one in America.
You don't remember having a celebration here to say that you were number one in the States?
No.
You don't remember?
I don't remember that.
What's the most important thing that ever happened to you in your life?
Being born.
After that? after
Getting through. That's the truth.
Getting through what?
Peritonitis.
The parent situation.
No. Peritonitis. Are you Australian?
No.
New Zealand?
Oldham.
Oldham. Well, that's close, folks. I have to tell you, that's close. I was ill at the time when I was 7 with peritonitis.
I'm sorry, I've never heard of that.
Well, you've never had the disease, right? It's appendicitis gone mad. It blows up. And they said to my mother 3 times, you won't be alive in the morning. They say it just like that. She says, oh dear, I'll cry through this. And that was...
How old were you then?
I was only 7 then. But here I am.
Do you remember it as a physical period mentally,
No,
where you
no.
wanted to get over it and live and lead a normal life? Or is it now on reflection you feel?
No, I didn't remember it then because they put me in hospital and I said to the nurse, can I have a cup of tea? She says, yes, we'll give you one when you wake up because they're going to operate on me. And that was 10 weeks later. And so during that period, that's what happened. I've never told anyone else my life but you, Tony, because you're so sincere.
I promise I won't tell anyone else.
But that's the truth. No messing about it.
That was a very important period on reflection.
Important period in my life. I died
Well,
3 times.
It was your life.
3 times.
Okay.
After that, it's been a joke.
Here's a song Ringo wrote himself from his new album Rotogravure. It's called Crying.
I tried my best to get things over. Did everything that I could do. I didn't really want to hurt you, but you must have realized we were through. Now don't it make you feel like crying, watching the good love slowly die? You and me could spend a lifetime trying. We'd be better off just to simply say goodbye. Just like 2 fools, we couldn't make it. The movie just went on too long. I've been round and you've been through it, but now I know we're getting strong. But don't it make you feel like crying, watching the good love slowly die? You and me could spend a lifetime trying, but we'd be better off just to simply say goodbye. It's time we burn our old love letters and started out on a brand new life. makes me feel like crying. Watching the good love slowly down. You and me could spend a lifetime trying. But we'd be better off just to simply say goodbye. Still, it makes me feel like crying.
What about from the Beatles onwards? Is there anything you can say, God, I'm glad that happened, apart from the immediate success you had with the Beatles?
Well, besides you wearing those Rory Stone boots.
God rest his soul.
Oh, I remember him. God, he used to jump
remember
over
you.
my head, you know.
I remember you at Pathelli in Butlins.
I worked there for 3 months. Were you there?
I was. I sang with you.
Well, there you go.
You were cleaning your boots. You always had your boots off in the Rock and Jive ballroom, and there was a milk bar there, and I was having a milk one day, and you were
Right.
cleaning your boots, and I said I wanted to be a singer.
What did I say?
You said, go and sing in the talent competition. And I did, and I came
a
last.
man of action. Well, would you believe that for? I can't wait for his book. I never made it.
Ringo.
Sorry, Tony.
Ringo,
What
come
was
on
the question?
All
No,
right.
reality now.
No.
We want some reality.
We're talking about the past. Do you like talking about the past?
I
You
don't
choose
care.
one.
No, honestly, I did the past.
Be honest with me, though. I mean, you answer journalist questions time and time again, and anything I ask you has obviously been asked before.
Yes.
You're being very professionally answering them, but deep down, behind any facade you care to put up for journalists, do you get bored and, like, think, oh, God, what's all this about?
No, God, but, I mean, I think, why do us, we're asked the same old questions, and I have to answer the same questions, and I have to answer them differently to make them some sort
make
of
them interesting.
interesting, right?
Obviously, you're asked the questions because you're popular.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be asked the questions if you were.
No, if I were you, I wouldn't be asked anything.
I'll shoot at a question that I would hope nobody's asked you.
What's that?
You've just become engaged.
Oh, that's the truth, Tony.
It seems a very old-fashioned thing for you to do in 76.
Well, I am old-fashioned.
Are you old-fashioned?
Oh, I am.
You're having an engagement. When do you plan to marry?
When we get married. We got engaged.
You haven't named a date, right?
No.
But
And
you're-
it will not be before Christmas. But who can say?
All right.
But I went through that with, the English journalist came over today and said, oh, before Christmas. And I never said that. I just like the idea of being engaged. I mean, it's just a wonderful idea. Nobody gets engaged. I've lived with the lady for 2 years, and suddenly we said, well, do you want to get engaged? Let's get engaged.
Is it a gesture for your lady?
Yeah. It's a beautiful ring. She'll never give it me back.
Ringo, what about Zach? One of the most famous sons in show business. What do you
He'd
say
probably
about
be the
him?
most famous drummer in the world.
Is he a good drummer?
He is good. I mean, it's not a father's situation. I showed him his first. I only gave him one lesson in my life, and then he went on from there with headphones, which I bought him the tape and the headphones for. The only drag he has in life, he's running into Keith Moon, who's too busy for anybody.
Do you mean he stands up when he plays the drums?
No, he just spits. Oh, you like that?
I like it.
And it was my friend. But I gave him these lessons when I left England, and he's really into it. I want him to be a pianist, you see. 'Cause I don't want anyone to be a drummer in life. It's the most miserable situation in life.
Why?
Because I am one. I mean, you have to take your kit to the party.
You always sit at the back.
You go to the party, and there's always a piano. I got them all playing piano. Oh, we'll just play this for you.
And there's no drums
But
there.
no, you have to take your kit, you know. Ain't no one goes, oh, well, I'll just take my kit along in case someone wants to play.
That's a long time ago.
No, it's the same now. Nobody, are you kidding? What do you play? Records. How many records you take to a party? You don't take any. Nobody takes the kit.
That's true.
You know, it's true, honestly. I mean, it's not some sort of craze or thing. There's always a piano there. So I got him playing piano.
Is that why you've become a vocalist? Because you cheesed off being a
Well,
drummer?
why am I a vocalist?
You're a vocalist, Ringo, because you're extending your talents, which need to be done after having sat at the back of the 3 mop-tops and being the
Well, is
4th
that
mop-top.
saying I don't play drums?
No, it's not. It's saying you played them very successfully, but one had to extend
No,
his
is that
talent.
saying that one doesn't play them now?
One is saying, I don't know.
Well, no, but I do play them now. I play them first and then vocalize later.
Yes, but I would say your LPs sell more because of your vocal talents, not your drumming talents.
Well, nobody listens to the drummer.
Your choice of music and your singing, I don't think the drummer is very important for the success of
No,
your
I agree
LPs.
with what you're saying. I just thought you were getting into some weirdness where I don't play it.
No, not at all. No, I was just saying...
I do play, but no, who's going to listen? I'm not Sandy Nelson.
You're listening to the Ringo Starr Tony Prince interview at George V Hotel a couple of days ago in Paris. This is the John Lennon composition on Ringo's new album from Rotogravure, Cookin'.
Just a cookie. Cooking in the kitchen of love. Cooking in the kitchen of life. Lord, Lord, ain't nothing to it. Come on and do it. rocking in the cradle of love, rocking in the cradle of life. Oh Lord, ain't nothing to it. Come help me do it. Rocking. We're gonna have a party. We're gonna have a party. We're gonna have a party. And lay it round. Let it be high, let it be low. Nothing between, you gotta go. You gotta be so, gotta be, so gotta live, so gotta be Well, I'm a dancing, well, dancing in the streets of love, dancing in the streets of life. Oh, Lord, ain't nothing to it. I can do it, dancing. We're gonna have a party. We're gonna have a party. We're gonna have a party. Lay it down. We're gonna have a party. We're gonna have a party. Come on, let's have a party. And let's lay it down. Oh Lord, I said we're gonna have such a beautiful party. And just lay it down. Well, I'm cooking, I'm rocking, I'm dancing, party all over this place. B-I-G-N, but the best.
Is there any drummer out there you admire more than yourself?
Only Kelton
Yeah?
and Charlie.
It's been said, now I'm not really technical, it's been said that you're a great rock drummer, the greatest.
I'm the best.
But you're not a very technical drummer.
No, I
Is that true?
train not to be technical. That is a fact of life. I will not train to be a drummer.
Yeah.
But on rock and roll, it's all feeling.
Feeling.
And that's all I want to give.
No dots, just get out there.
I can't read music, you know that. No one can read music, you know. Just play that thing.
The Sentimental Journey was your first successful album.
Yes.
Do you
Well, successful is the wrong word, really.
do you don't
I mean,
rate
that's
it as
very
success?
nice of you to say so. No, it was a success for me because I wasn't doing nothing.
Can I just state that it brought you into a huge radius of listenership?
Yeah.
You know, it took you out of the rock and roll complex into the homes of everybody. And that's the situation that extends today. You're still the most all-round Beatle. You'll be accepted by anyone. You can walk down the street now, mums and dads,
Right.
teenagers, kids, everyone accepts Ringo Starr. It's
Right.
not quite the same with George or
No,
John.
no, he's a mystic.
Yes.
And John is some sort of freako intelligentsia, and Paul gets on with teenagers.
You're right.
Right.
And you. What,
When you repeat
do-
this, this going to be in English?
No,
No, it's the truth. I know that and they know that. That's the truth. I mean, I know that.
But have
The
you done
first
it
one-
intentionally?
No,
have you
no.
have you tried to go to a wide audience, or has it just happened automatically?
I mean, you realise in the end of all these years, that's where you are, right?
Right,
I covered a broader spectrum, you know. All the people that couldn't get to Paul got to me.
right. You were always more into people, the working class people. I
I'm
imagine.
not working
no,
class. I don't care if they
no,
got
no,
on the
but
plane.
you were more into them because you sat at home when your mum and your friends came home for a booze up, and you'd be a
Right.
12-year-old and they'll have a sing-song. And Sentimental Journey to me, because I came from the same environment,
You know as old as me, are you, Tony?
just about.
How old are you?
Let's not go into that.
No, now, how old are you now? Let's be honest. How old-
25,
You're going to...
26,
and another.
32.
Thank you. Yeah, just a lad. I'm 36.
But isn't it true that you reflected in Sentimental Journey all that sitting down on the front, you know, in front of the coal fire with the folks sitting in your
Not in
front
the
room,
coal fire, in
back
front
from
of
the
a
pub,
bottle of gin
with
and
a crate of
large
beer
bottle of brown.
and a crate of beer,
Yeah,
right? And all those songs which, like, kids today could never associate with.
Well, no, but they don't have to. That's what I associate. You know, you're going to get all those kids now saying, well, I'm going to do this record, if anyone does anything, of what went down when I was there. And all of them are going to say, do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do-do. It's an old kink number, you know. I wouldn't say kinks, because there's only one of them.
You don't remember the war because you're not quite that old,
The
are you?
war. Yeah, I was born the day it started.
Really?
I really...
How old are
no.
you now, Ringo?
I'm
Seriously?
36.
So it was already going on when you were
Well,
born.
I was born in 1940, July the 7th.
But you don't remember the air raid shelters or any
no,
of that business?
No, I don't remember any of it. I was nothing. I mean, I remember moving after it when I was 5.
Okay, now let's bring this up to date. You've just joined Polydor Records. What brought that about? Why did you split from such a mammoth record company like EMI, who you've known right since the start of your career, and you've gone back to the womb, as it were? You've gone back to Polydor?
Well, no, because I joined EMI at the start, and I stayed with them ever since because that's all I could be. That's all I could do.
You mean you didn't have any choice?
No, I had no choice. I signed with them, and we ended up till now with them.
When you split from the Beatles, were you still contractually obligated to EMI?
Till last year.
And as soon
In
as
fact, till this year.
I am quite amazed, and I'm sure a lot of listeners will be, that EMI couldn't come up with an offer to keep you.
Well, they didn't like me.
What can I say? Why not?
Well, I don't know. They offered me, like, well, yeah, you want to stay on the label? Well, here's $2. Go and buy yourself a ticket to a parking lot.
It was all down to bread at the end of the day.
No, not at the end of the day. Just someone will be interested in what you're trying to do. And really, as far as I'm trying to do, you know, because I'm a commercial proposition and I look at what I'm doing now.
Right.
In Europe, I don't think there's a better label that can promote you in Europe because they're really tops in Europe. EMI are very big in Europe, but Polydor, and for what they paid, they have to work. But I didn't go with them in America, I went with Atlantic. And it's no offense to Polydor, and we've been through this all day. Is that, and they're building up their situation in America, but Atlantic are much bigger than they are in America. You know, so I'm with Atlantic in America and Canada, and Polydor in Europe. Mm-hmm. And I hope to get the best of both worlds, because with one company, then it's, you talk to one person, that covers everything. Now I can talk to two people, like, shit, do you see what they did? Well, what did they do? Well, they're doing this, and what are you doing? So I can have that going down, you know.
I've noticed you don't, from the press reception, you don't have autonomy on record company decision as to what the single is going to be from the album.
That's the first time I've done that here. Well, now.
You mean you're letting the record company get on with it?
I'm trying to talk to you. I'm doing this whole tour, right?
Yeah.
You got 12 hours of listening to it. I'm trying to do this whole thing where I got to France, me saying, what are you saying? I want this to be this. And they're saying, well, no, in France it's going to be this. It's better this. So, okay, well, let's see if it works. We just found out today, including Mike Hales, head of International In Division, right? He thought Dose of Rock and Roll was in England.
Yeah.
But they came through today saying, no, it isn't. You know what's going to be the single?
Tell us. Tell us, Mike Hale, Opportunity Knocks. What's going to be the single off Ringo's?
In England.
In England.
You don't know me at all.
You don't know me.
Ringo Starr on Luxembourg.
I've been saying to everyone it's a dose of rock and roll, but they've decided that's what they're going to go with. Well, I hope they're right, because they only get one choice.
If they're right, you'll let them carry on.
Right, if they're wrong, then we're off on our own again.
What would you do if one area of the world failed? Would you then jump in there and say, okay, I'm having the next choice? Say France.
So I'll have the next choice anyway for the next single.
You will?
This is only one where they have the choice.
Okay, why only the one? Why didn't you say right from the start, I'm choosing...
No, I've done that all my life.
Have you?
I mean, all my life, not Fab Four life, but my life. I've just said, this is the single, this is this. I've been adamant. Now I'm saying, okay, I've never done this trip before. I'm in France, I'm going to be in Italy, I'm going to be in Germany, I'm going to be in Holland, I'm going to be in Japan, I'm going to be wherever I'm going, just to see what the people are saying.
Right.
And give them a chance. I hope they're right.
What about the single situation with regard to your own penmanship? It don't come easy, back off Boogaloo, both Ringo Starr compositions, great successes.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you go out of your way now to make sure that one of your own compositions is the single promoted?
Well, because I haven't written anything that's good as that.
Why not?
Well, why not? Because I don't write like a robot. I mean, I don't write like a job. I write if it comes.
You mean you don't write like Paul McCartney, that is?
No, I didn't say that. You said that.
No, but he can write like a robot.
He can write from 9 to 5. He can write from 12 to 17. I can't. I play the piano, and if nothing comes, I have to leave. I'm the slowest writer, you know.
Yeah.
They can write. I mean, they're just good writers. John and Paul, are you kidding? They're good writers. I'm not into that. I can't do that.
You have to wait until it arrives.
If it comes, you know, I sit there in 5 days, maybe 2 days, something comes, oh, look what I've got. But don't give me none of that bull rubbish.
But what about your mate Harry, one of the great songwriters, a very prolific person, Harry Nilsson? Has he been an influence on you, Ringo?
No.
Apart from drinking-wise?
No, he hasn't been an influence. I've written a song with him that no one will ever record. It's called I Want You to Sit on My Face. But who's going to record it? I'm not going to record it.
Peter Cook and Dudley Moore, mate.
Well, no, I've had that tape for 2 years now. And now it's suddenly out on an island.
Suddenly they got the nerve up. Maybe one day
No, they didn't get the nerve. Someone, oh, well, let's do this. There's a lot of that going round.
Well, Harry might get the nerve up to
Well,
release
listen,
it.
I think if anything should be a hit, it should be Stickball.
Stickball,
Now, you find a record called Stickball and tell me about it. And that's 4 years old. And it sold 500,000 copies in America, you know, but nobody knows it. You find that record.
I can't find it.
No, you find it and play it.
All right.
I promise you'll play if you find it. Now I'm just leaving it open to you. It's called Stickball.
Who's it by?
You find it and see if you can play it.
Who's it by?
I'm not going to give you any hints.
Stickball.
Yes.
Was it released in Britain?
No, it was never released anywhere. It was only 500,000 selling in America.
Okay,
and it was a bootleg.
I give in.
No, you have to find it.
All right. What about talking about finding it? We come to the question which every journalist in Europe has asked you on this current promotion. What about the hair? Why did you get rid of your hair, your eyebrows, the whole bit? Now, I asked you that not to cheese you off, because obviously you've got the ultimate answer.
You'll never cheese me off, Tony. You're so nice.
I've got to ask it, because the people want to know. Why did you shave your hair off?
Well, I'll tell you.
He's trying to find a new slant on it, you see?
No, I'm not. I'll tell you why. For 18 months, I wanted to shave it. I asked anyone to shave it to pretend I knew what it would be like, you know. I'm saying, oh, shave your hair off, Tony. Let's see what it's like. And you can't do it. You have to do it yourself. It got right to the time where it was right for me to shave. I was worried maybe footprints under there, you know. Scars. You don't know. Whatever's going, crabs or whatever. Sorry, Doris. Right? You don't know what's under there. Do you know what's under there?
No.
Shave it off. Would you shave your own?
No way.
Why not?
No way.
Why not?
No, I got a bottle.
Well, there you go. It took me 18 months to have the ball, right?
Right.
So it was just at the right time. I thought, well, I'm going to do it now. If this hadn't been radio, I'd have said, shit, I'm going to do it now. But so I said, I'm going to do it now.
Do you not worry about what your girlfriend thought about you, how you would look?
If this is what my girlfriend means, if I look like this, then we can't get on.
So you've got past vanity.
Right.
You're not a vain person.
No, I'm black magic. No, that's what it is.
It's amazing.
Because I have to do this for me, you know. The same things you have to do for yourself, whatever's going down.
Obviously, you couldn't have done it when you were with the Beatles. I mean,
I never thought of it, though.
No.
I thought of it the last 18 months. I mean, I wanted to do it.
the hair I can dig, but the eyebrows?
Well, no, but that's only part of it. I mean, you go in there and you say, take the hair off, and the guy gives you a crooked and says, no, take it off. He said, I'm saying, take the beard off. And he's sitting there and he said, take the eyebrow. I was really loose because I said, well, don't take the eyelashes.
No, keep them on.
We could have gone that far, it doesn't matter. But I did it, and suddenly it's like the most important thing. Like, oh, guess why did he shave his head? Because everyone wants to do it. You want to do it, really, to see what it's like.
Right.
I mean, there with this long hair and this attitude to life of, this is where I'm at. What is that? I'm not at that. I'm not at any of those. I'm at that for a while.
Human beings have got set.
I remember you with the beard.
I remember you at the Old Astoria.
I remember when you used to like Don and Ozzy.
I remember you at the Green Door.
Never played them live. The Iron Door.
The Iron Door.
Thank you.
All right.
We'll cut all this out. He's not going to play this, folks. Believe me, he's never going to play this.
He's going to play everything.
He's never did.
I just want to cover one thing.
I heard
Now-
your interview with Donnie and Marie.
They're your biggest fans, by the way.
Well, so they should be.
Exactly. Well, I did promise the man that we wouldn't edit his interview. He didn't believe it, and if you're listening somewhere in Europe tonight, Ringo, yeah. Couldn't find Stickball, by the way, but did find another track off Ringo's new album. This one was penned by Georgie Harrison. I'll Still Love You.
Right, Ned, last question. Hello, sorry. Get together.
The last paragraph now, Ringo. It could last 5 minutes or it could last 10 seconds. I've got a feel it's going to last 10 seconds. Now, you've got to give me credit. I came on the aeroplane this morning, and I was the one who brought in that newspaper cutting about Sid Bernstein, right?
Right.
Since then, everybody's got copies, and they've all been into you about what you think of his offer. Now, just for the benefit of the listener, in one of the national newspapers, in fact, European national and worldwide national, Sid Bernstein, who's a big agent in America, has made an offer to the Beatles. It comes to a total of £230...
£500. That's why he's big.
Well, the offer's a lot more than that. It's $230 million as a gross profit. It's obviously a crystal ball analysis of what you could make with a one concert off Return of the Beatles. Boring question. However, it's not boring to a lot of people who want you to get together.
Right, right.
Basically, what do you think is Sid Bernstein's offer? £120 million between you, with about 20% to charity, and the stipulation that everybody who came to the concert would have to bring a can of food.
Can of fruit?
Food.
Oh, food?
A can of food
To send where?
to needy countries, or item
Or
of
do they eat
clothing.
it while we're there? It's going to be a long concert.
No, you get a charity concern to distribute it, but everybody who came to the concert conceivably would have to bring an item of clothing or some food for a needy country.
Well, I'd like to answer this in two parts.
Right.
The first part in my normal voice, the second one a high, squeaky voice. Don't laugh now, this is a serious question, right?
Right.
We don't laugh at these sort of things in real life.
Right.
Well, Sydney, may all your troubles be little ones. And secondly, if you have to have any, I hope the boils on your nose. No, now to answer this in my second voice, Sydney, I think it's real serious what you asked me to do. But I will not participate in any of these situations if you beg me on your knees.
Was that the Ringo Starr of tomorrow, as well as the Ringo Starr of today answering Sid Bernstein?
It's the good life. Now listen, now Sidney Bernstein is very real and very weird. But why is he trying to make himself famous? I mean, why is everyone hitting on us to do this situation for charity or for whatever fetid bowl of food? We've tried all that. It never gets past the airport. And I don't know what Sidney Bernstein's situation is, because he's doing very well as he is. And there's also another bloke in New York who's getting $1 from every human being in America to get the same situation going, besides the guy who started all this craziness, to get us together as well. Why doesn't someone else do it? Why do they want to see us together? That's why I'd like to ask you this, Tony. Why are they trying to get us together?
Because we live with nostalgia, very much so. That's why we get Revive 45s on the radio, and you're the ultimate peak in that. Revive.
Why don't they get Chuck Berry to do the show?
Well, Chuck's together already, you aren't.
Together with what?
With himself. He was always a solo artist, you know. No, I think, let's just discuss the Beatles getting together very briefly. Is it impossible?
Right now, it's impossible.
Is it impossible even in the studio, apart from a concert? That's the obvious thing
right.
you can do.
People think, again, okay, it's Friday now. It's Friday. What day is it?
It's Monday.
Right. Well, you
You knew it was near to the weekend.
Well, right. Any day. Monday to Friday's the weekend. To get together, it's going to take 6 months. It's not like we can get together on Tuesday and perform on Wednesday. It's silly, and I don't, all these people, I don't understand it. That's my problem. I don't understand why all these people are putting full-page ads and things and saying, well, my name is this and my name is that. If it gets together, we will get it together, and we will tell you it's getting together.
Okay, Ringo, we don't really care, but we do, if you understand what I mean.
Oh, you do, Tony.
No, I mean...
No, I can look in your eyes, and you really, really care.
All I can say...
You care, Tony.
All I can
now,
say,
be honest, you care.
yes, I do.
Hey!
No, but we don't really care if you don't, if you see what I mean, because...
Oh, I do.
No,
I wonder why no one else...
You're the leaders, we're the followers, and if that's what you want, we're happy.
Well, that's the truth, folks, and we'd like to leave it here and now. We're off from Paris, and it's over to Radio Luxembourg on 208, 90 Michaels, and here we go.
You've been listening to Ringo Starr on Rocktober.
With Tony Prince on Rocktober. I wish he was.
Good night, Ringo, thank you.
Tony, may all your troubles be little ones.
Especially on Indian.
Only if you have to have them. If you don't have them, fine.
B-I-G-L exclusive.
An exclusive, recorded Monday, September 20th, 76. Ringo Starr with the Prince in the George V Hotel.
You know me, Paris. You really know me,
Thank you again, Ringo.
but you don't know me at all. Thinking that I just don't care. Any minute I'm not there. Sitting all alone, picking up the phone to call. You say you need me, but though you need me, you wonder
Don't Know Me at All. That's supposed to be the next single from Ringo's new album, and we like it. I hope you enjoyed the interview, the unedited Ringo Starr interview. If you missed it, if you joined us towards the end, I'd like you to know we're going to repeat it in our month of Rocktober. So stay tuned for information as to when that's happening. In the meantime, good morning. It's a new day.
From the news desk of the Sunday Mirror in London, this is Joint Radio News.
Hi there. This is Tony Prince. African nationalist leader Joshua Nkumo has left Salisbury to attend a meeting of African heads of state in Zambia only hours after returning to Rhodesia in triumph from abroad. Mr. Nkumo is expected to return to Rhodesia on Sunday for a meeting of the Rhodesian African Nationalist Council. Meanwhile, the military wing of the council has rejected the plan for majority rule in Rhodesia and says it will step up guerrilla warfare. A leader of the Women's Peace movement in Ulster, Miss Mairead Corrigan, has pledged that the campaign will carry on despite a shotgun attack which critically wounded one of the movement's members. But in a statement, the provisional wing of the IRA warned peace campaigners against working with security forces. Informers said the statement would have to accept the consequences. Floods have hit the West Country and the northeast, and more rain is forecast. In North Newton, Somerset firemen were